You've worked hard your whole life, raised families, built careers, and now, finally, it's your time. But what if I told you that you might be throwing away money without even realizing it? I've seen it happen, and honestly, I've done it myself. It's those little habits, the unnoticed leaks in our spending that quietly drain our bank accounts. But here's the good news. You can fix them starting today. Stick with me, and let's plug those money drains together. 1. Paying for subscriptions. You forgot about ever signed up for a magazine, streaming service, or fitness app and completely forgotten about it? Yeah, me too. You think, oh, it's just a few bucks. But add them up, and you're burning hundreds of dollars a year. Take my friend Margaret. She discovered she was still paying for an audiobook service she hadn't used in 2 years. That was nearly $300 wasted. And the kicker? She didn't even remember signing up for it. Fix it. Go through your bank statements. Look for small, sneaky charges. If you don't use it, cancel it. Most companies don't make it easy, but trust me, a 5-minute call can save you big. Some banks even offer tools to track subscriptions. Use them. 2. Buying in bulk without doing the math. Bulk shopping, the great money saver. Or is it the problem? Sometimes we overbuy, and instead of saving, we end up wasting. Take my neighbor Joyce. She stocked up on giant packs of fresh fruit because they were on sale. But by the end of the week, half of it had gone bad. The deal ended up in the trash. Fix it. Bulk buying works for non-perishables. Things like toilet paper, detergent, or canned goods. But for food, only buy what you'll actually eat. And check the price per unit. Sometimes buying a smaller amount is actually cheaper. 3. Keeping a landline. You never remember when the landline was your lifeline? These days, though, most of us use our cell phones. And yet, many seniors still pay for that old home phone, even if it rarely rings. Take Harold. He had his landline for emergencies, but always used his mobile. When he finally cut the cord, he saved over $40 a month. That's almost $500 a year. Fix it. If you have a mobile phone and don't need a landline, consider canceling it. If you must keep it, shop around for a cheaper plan. You might be overpaying for features you don't need. 4. Letting gift cards go to waste. We've all done it. Stashed away a gift card, thinking we'll use it one day. Then months pass, and we forget about it. Worse, some have expiration dates or lose value over time. My cousin Linda once found an old department store gift card, only to realize the store had gone out of business. That's money straight down the drain. Fix it. Keep gift cards where you'll see them. Better yet, use them right away. Not shopping at that store? Sell or trade them online for cash or a card you'll actually use. 5. Overpaying for insurance. You don't need insurance is important, but sometimes we're paying for coverage we no longer need. My friend Bill was still paying for car rental insurance through his credit card, something he hadn't used in years. Another friend was paying for life insurance she no longer needed because her kids were grown and financially stable. Fix it. Review your policies: home, car, life, health, everything. If your needs have changed, adjust accordingly. You could be saving hundreds, even thousands. 6. Paying too much for cable TV. Are you really watching all 200 channels? Most of us have our favorites, yet we pay for massive cable bundles we barely use. Sue was spending nearly $150 a month, but only watched 6 channels. She switched to a streaming service for $15, kept local news with an antenna, and slashed her bill in half. Call your provider and ask for a lower cost plan. Or switch to streaming. Many services offer live TV, local channels, and even senior discounts. 7. Ignoring senior discounts. Senior discounts are everywhere: restaurants, retail stores, travel. But many aren't advertised. You have to ask. My friend Anne spent years paying full price at her grocery store, not realizing they had a senior discount day. Once she asked, she saved 10% every week. Before you check out, always ask, "Do you offer a senior discount?" It takes 2 seconds and adds up to big savings. 8. Letting food go to waste. Grocery shopping is one of those tasks we've done our whole lives, yet food waste remains a sneaky budget killer. Take Tom, for example. He loved fresh fruit and vegetables, so every week he'd stock up at the grocery store. The problem? He'd forget what he already had in the fridge, and by the end of the week, half of it would be spoiled and tossed out. When he finally did the math, he realized he was wasting about $50 a month. That's $600 a year, just in spoiled food. Start by planning your meals. It doesn't have to be complicated, just a rough idea of what you'll eat each day. Before heading to the store, check your fridge and pantry. Do you really need another carton of eggs or that extra bag of lettuce? Use the first in, first out method. When you buy new groceries, move the older ones to the front so they get used first. Freezing leftovers or extra produce can also help. That way, you'll have a meal ready when you don't feel like cooking, and nothing goes to waste. 9. Keeping old credit cards with high fees. Credit cards are tricky. They offer perks, cashback, and rewards. But if you're paying an annual fee for a card you rarely use, it's a money drain. Janet had an old travel rewards card she hadn't used in 5 years. It had a $95 annual fee. She figured she'd keep it just in case. But over 5 years, she had wasted nearly $500 on a card she never touched. That money could have gone toward a vacation, groceries, or anything else. Go through your credit cards and check for any annual fees. If you're paying for a card you don't use, call the company and ask to downgrade to a no-fee version. If you don't need it at all, consider closing it. But be mindful of how it affects your credit score. Keeping a long-standing card open can be good for credit history. So if you must keep one, make sure it's a card that benefits you. And here's a pro tip. Some banks will waive the fee if you ask. If you've been a loyal customer, it's worth a call to see if they'll cut you a deal. 10. Falling for limited time sales. The words limited time are designed to make us panic. It's how retailers get us to buy things we don't need. Carol was browsing online when she saw a sale on a vacuum cleaner. The website warned, "Only a few left, sale ends tonight." So feeling the pressure, she bought it. 2 weeks later, the same vacuum was $20 cheaper. Turns out, that limited time sale wasn't so limited after all. Retailers do this all the time. Fake urgency to make us buy impulsively. But let's be honest. Unless it's something you already planned on buying, is it really a deal? Before making a purchase, sleep on it. If you see something on sale, walk away and think about it for 24 hours. Most of the time, you'll realize you don't actually need it. And if you do, many stores run sales in cycles, so chances are it'll be on sale again. Use price tracking apps or websites to see past sale trends. And remember, just because it's on sale doesn't mean you're saving money if you weren't planning on buying it in the first place. 11. Buying extended warranties. You'll never use. Bob bought a $20 extended warranty on his toaster, then realized a new one cost only $25. Most products already come with warranties, and many credit cards offer free extended coverage. Skip the extra warranty unless it's for a major appliance. Most issues happen within the first year, which is already covered by the manufacturer. 12th, not shopping around for medical expenses. Medical costs can sneak up on you, especially when it comes to prescriptions. Many seniors assume that the price of their medication is the same everywhere, but that couldn't be further from the truth. In reality, prescription prices can vary widely between different pharmacies, even ones just a few blocks apart. Take my friend Karen, for example. She was paying $80 every month for her blood pressure medication at her usual pharmacy. One day, on a whim, she checked a different pharmacy down the street. Same exact medication, same dosage, $40 cheaper. That's nearly $500 saved per year just by walking into a different store. Why does this happen? Some pharmacies have exclusive deals with manufacturers, while others offer discount programs. And if you have Medicare or insurance, your plan may have a preferred pharmacy where your meds cost significantly less. Never assume you're getting the best deal. Call around or use an app like GoodRx or SingleCare to compare prices before filling a prescription. If you're on Medicare, review your plan's preferred pharmacies. Switching to the right one can save you a fortune. Some big box retailers and grocery stores even offer free or deeply discounted generic medications. And here's a little known secret. Sometimes, paying in cash instead of using insurance can actually be cheaper. It sounds crazy, but always ask both the insurance and cash price before paying. Those few extra minutes of effort can mean the difference between an overpriced prescription and one that fits your budget. 13. Leaving money in low-interest accounts. We all grew up with the idea that a savings account is the safest place for our money. And while that's true in many ways, keeping all your funds in a standard low-interest savings account could mean you're losing out on serious earnings over time. Back in the day, banks used to offer decent interest rates on savings. But now, some banks barely offer 0.01% interest, meaning if you have $10,000 sitting in your account, you might earn just $1 a year. That's not even enough for a cup of coffee. My friend Linda learned this lesson the hard way. She had a decent nest egg tucked away, but when she checked her account after a year, she realized she had only earned a few pennies in interest. Meanwhile, her neighbor had moved her savings into a high-yield account and was earning hundreds of dollars in interest without doing anything extra. First, check what interest rate your bank is offering. If it's close to zero, it's time to move your money somewhere better. High-yield savings accounts, CDs, certificates of deposit, or money market accounts can offer much higher returns while still keeping your money safe. Online banks often offer significantly better rates than traditional banks, so don't be afraid to shop around. And if you don't need immediate access to all your savings, consider a CD ladder, a strategy where you spread your money across multiple CDs with different maturity dates, allowing you to earn more while still keeping some cash available. The key is to make your money work for you instead of just sitting there collecting dust. 14. Ignoring energy waste at home. We don't always think about our energy usage, but those small habits, leaving lights on, keeping old appliances plugged in, or setting the thermostat too high, can lead to shockingly high electricity bills. Take Bob and Mary. They didn't think twice about their energy habits until their grandson visited and pointed out that they were still using an ancient refrigerator in the garage. It was humming away, sucking up electricity, even though they barely used it. They replaced it with an energy-efficient model and saw an immediate drop in their monthly bill. Many seniors also forget that they may qualify for energy discounts. Utility companies often have special senior rates, but they don't always advertise them. If you don't ask, you might be overpaying. Start by making simple changes. Switch to LED bulbs, which use 75% less energy and last years longer than traditional bulbs. Unplug appliances when they're not in use. Yes, even that coffee maker or TV in the guest room. Smart power strips can help with this by automatically cutting off electricity to devices that aren't being used. Then, check your thermostat settings. Even lowering it by a couple of degrees in winter or raising it in summer can lead to huge savings over time. And don't forget to check if your local energy provider offers free home energy audits or rebates for upgrading to more efficient appliances. A simple call could end up saving you hundreds each year. 15. Lending money you won't get back. This one can be tough because, let's face it, we love our family. When a loved one is in need, our first instinct is to help. But sometimes, lending money out of kindness can lead to financial hardship for ourselves. I once knew a woman, Barbara, who always helped her adult son when he was struggling. It started with small amounts, $50 here, $100 there. But over the years, those little loans added up to thousands. She was too embarrassed to ask for it back, and he never offered to repay it. When she finally needed that money for her own medical expenses, it was gone. The reality is that lending money can put a strain on relationships. If the person doesn't pay you back, it can lead to resentment or awkward family gatherings. And if you truly can't afford to give the money, it could hurt your own financial security. If you can afford to help, consider giving the money as a gift rather than a loan. That way, there are no expectations or stress about repayment. But if lending money would put you at risk, it's okay to say no. A simple, honest conversation, something like, "I wish I could help, but I'm on a fixed income and need to be careful with my savings," can set clear boundaries. And if you do decide to loan money, always write down the agreement. A casual, "Oh, just pay me back when you can," often leads to misunderstandings. Setting clear terms ensures that everyone is on the same page. Helping others is wonderful, but not at the expense of your own well-being. It's okay to put your financial security first. And there you have it. If any of these money wasters sounded familiar, don't worry, you're not alone. But now, you've got the tools to fix them. So which one surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. And hey, if you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's save money together.